everyone, and welcome to the third ever episode of the Gamer Caper, the show where I slowly drizzle in diversity over time, like reverse gentrification. You know, we started with 6 white boys. One of them was a little weird, but we're just drizzling it in. As usual, I will be pitting our guests against each other in games of wit, deceit, and random guessing. In the interest of generating as much discriminatory tension as possible, I have separated our guests into 2 teams. We have Team White Boys and Team Minorities.
Wait, but there's 4 white people.
Yeah, but it's 3, I'm assuming, so...
Interesting. I wonder how that'll work. Stay tuned to find out. All right, so the captain of Team White Boys, as usual, is my only regular guest, Josh Sideshow Wilkinson. Josh is now famous for cursing every single team he's predicted in the last Valorant Champions event. This is because all his luck has been drained away by the tourists who make the pilgrimage to rub his head for good luck. Also on Team White Boys is Bren Hook. Bren is on a lot of broadcasts, and he hates it when the organizers introduce him as Bren Hook. He also hates it when they use this picture of him from 2017, but I would never do him dirty like that. There's a picture.
Are you using it?
Yeah. Oh, there's a picture.
I'm not. I'm honoring. I don't have the stream up.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't have the stream, so I can't see.
No, don't worry. It's there. Finally, on Team White Boys is Achilios. Achilios is a very special kind of white boy. He moved to Korea. He casted several Korean esports, speaks Korean, treats Korean players in the West with great care. He's kind of like an esports diplomat. If he dies, it will take years to repair the relations that he's built. I'm on
the non-white team?
Oh,
let's go!
Yeah, you're from Florida.
Wait till you find out why you're on the non-white team.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if you were outraged at that, we're canceling you.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm pumped.
You're done.
Okay.
All right. Over on Team Minorities, I'm sensing a strange disturbance in the air, like turbulence caused by the sheer force of jiggling booty cheeks. It must be the one and only Vansilli. Or Vansilli, you know.
I probably can't do it the same way as John.
Don't flash. You're gonna give us the cheeks right now.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday.
We're not rated for this sort of thing.
Still squatting.
Next on Team Minorities is Balla, who recently became a father. They say that fatherhood really gives a man perspective, and it's this perspective that he uses for his beautiful telestrations on the official Riot broadcast. You can't do it unless you're not a dad. Finally, Avast is also on Team Minorities. Avast was a professional Overwatch player, but he never played a Tier 1 League game. He's a professional Overwatch caster, but he never casted a Tier 1 League game either. So I figure since he's kind of just a Tier 2 kind of person, he gets to be on Team Minorities.
Wow.
Wait, first of all, that sounds way more racist than if I had booed it. You just said my Team Minorities.
But I'm allowed. I'm all of the minorities.
Fair. Okay.
I'm not allowed to laugh.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
you will be punished
If
for
I
laughing.
talk, I'm in trouble.
Okay. So the games, as usual, there's only 2 games. There's the one where you all tell lies, and the other team has to figure out who's doing it. You've all given me incredibly interesting statements about yourselves. So without further ado, I should explain. I've upped the ante for the chat. For the chat integration, so to speak. If you win and guess the correct person on the enemy team or the opposing team, and chat doesn't, you get double points now. If you both get it correct, you get the normal amount of points, and if chat gets it right and you don't, you still get negative points. And that's the same as before. Let's get the scores up there, and Round 1, Team White Boys begins. I will be DMing you your statements. Please read them out as I DM you them. Josh, please read your statement out.
Oh, it's my turn first, is it? To this day, I still get Pringle withdrawal symptoms.
Bren, could you read yours out, please?
When I was younger, I was an avid player of battle shits.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And Seth, could you read yours out, please? I just sent it to you.
Yeah. I once ran away from a date because I didn't want to explain what esports was.
There you go. Okay, so Team Minorities, you have 10 minutes in the clock. Start interrogating, break apart their stories and figure out who's telling the
Bren,
truth.
Did you say battle shits or battle shit?
Battle
Battle
shit.
shits. Battle shits.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does that work?
I already know the answer to this one. I know the battle shits one is Bren because he's told this story before.
When have I told it?
You've told it on Plat Chat. I already know
No, I
it's
haven't.
Bren. Yes, you have, because you talked about in the door.
Okay, well, stay
You and
quiet.
the people with
Stay quiet.
no, they-
Stay quiet, and the rest of them don't know.
Well, I'm on Team Minority, bro. We gotta break down.
no,
We
already.
gotta break down the
We
white
got 'em
people.
all.
That's what we're doing.
We got 'em all.
Broken down
I
in
can't remember
round
telling
one.
that.
I mean, it's because of your advanced dementia, but I remember.
Where did I tell?
You
Did I
told
tell
me.
that story?
You've literally, it was during one of the co-streams, and you
definitely
were just talking
deserve
about
to
you
be
and a bunch of
punished.
Englishmen were shitting in each other's rooms.
I
Like,
think
wait,
Connor should have just shut up though. He's ruined the game.
have
Well,
I?
Perhaps you should have not submitted
How
the story
did
you've
I
already
ruin the
told
game?
in public.
I couldn't remember if I told it in public.
I
know what?
didn't know ruining the game means
wait,
answering.
I don't think I even have the
ruined the
mental
game.
capacity to redo this round in like off the cuff. So we might just have to punish you for this one. I'm gonna give you the negative points.
Me?
Absolutely, yes.
Wait, but I do. So I'm an avid fan of Gamer Capers, and I've watched episode 1 and 2. And from what I've heard, Bren has submitted already 20 facts about him. So maybe we could change it to something else, and then maybe. That
But
could
Vansilli, you would still know who's telling the truth because the other two facts are fake.
I don't know. Seth, give me the
really
background
had
of
a
your date.
Oh, is that how
on
the
that
rules
date.
work?
Yeah, you've ruined the game, Connor.
I don't even know how the rules work.
You've ruined the game, Connor. You've ruined the game.
Even if I
You
change
immediately
Brent's
you.
fact, you're still fucked.
Yeah.
You've ruined the game, Connor.
All right, you know what?
I just answered the question.
I'll figure it out. We'll stay on round 1. Team Minorities gets to go, and I will figure out what to do, and we'll see if we can do a redo for this. See if I can come up with new lies really quickly.
I'm here to help out Team Minorities.
I'll see if I
Okay,
can-
it means
That's
winning.
perfect.
All right,
winning
all
way
right.
awesome.
Why do
Team-
you act like you're not on our team?
Okay,
my
absolutely
God.
derailed in round 1. Vansilli, please read out your statement.
With pleasure. I enjoy putting fresh toasted bread on my cheeks to feel the warmth on my skin.
Oh,
Okay, and Balla, would you read your statement out, please?
I'm single-handedly responsible for my local CVS being constantly out of stock of flamin' hot Cheetos. And I know this because I track my purchase history and their restocking schedule.
Okay,
Okay.
and Avast, would you read yours, please?
I once brought someone from my real life to my house without packing away the rat suit and had to explain it.
Excellent. Great.
Okay.
all right.
I'd like to start the interrogation process by avoiding Vansilli, because I've heard Vansilli's food stories before, and the reasoning, even for the ones that are true, is just incomprehensible. So I think we should start with the others and see if there's any truth there.
Yeah.
I'd like to be in with Balla. How do you eat the flaming hot Cheetos? You're a gamer. You play a lot of games. How do you avoid the dust everywhere on your hands?
With my fingers?
Use your fingers.
Wait. Yeah.
Are you asking him how he eats food?
But what are you doing with the dust?
Have you? All right, let me just show you my keyboard, and you'll know. I can just shake it out.
Oh, you have a
Gamer
rancid gamer keyboard, do you?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's crusty and
Okay.
everything.
What brought you to the point where you're checking their restocking schedules? That's like a crazy addict.
Because it's like right down the street, so it's the easiest place. I could just walk there. It's not like there's a crazy pattern or anything that I'm like looking it up online. It's just that I know their schedules.
Why don't
know
you?
their schedules?
Because I go there. Because it's a Monday night. They restock everything in terms of stack aisle.
Why don't you just like order them on like Amazon or something where they would?
Because it's
That'd be
down the
cheaper.
street.
It's down the street. Why do you need to
Amazon
know
is
the
in your
restock
house.
schedule?
You don't have to go anywhere.
Because
you can use
why
your
would I go
jank
on
ass
a,
keyboard
on a,
that's
you
covered in
know,
Cheeto
Sunday?
dust
I
and
know
just
that
order
it's
them.
going to be empty because I already bought them all.
When you say you
So
bought
you-
them
Because
all,
it's not restocked.
how
That's
many bags are you typically buying on a Monday evening after they restock? Are you going and be like, yeah, I'll just have the 50 packs on the shelf to go. Give me like 5 giant
Well,
bags.
it's usually
and
they
I'll carry
have
them all.
two. They have 2 of the like packs where it's like all the flaming hot Cheetos, and then you just buy. I buy those, and then there's at the front they have a couple on the the gum stands and whatnot where they have all the stuff in front.
And Balla, are you telling me that the owners of CVS don't understand the basic principles of economics? They don't understand that the supply cannot meet the demand that you have.
Minimum wage.
You simply have a voracious demand for these things, and they've never altered the supply of them. They still just every week restock on time, just the same 2 boxes they know will sell out 30 minutes later. That's what you're telling me.
You've been to CVS's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've been here for a while. Have you seen what they stock? Like, it's not very good around here.
They put shampoo. They lock up shampoo at CVS.
actually
I've
not
learned
good.
that when I went to
It's
Philadelphia.
boring.
It's weird.
I want to grill Connor
Please do.
because not only did he
Right.
ruin the game earlier,
I didn't ruin the game. You ruined the game. You ruined the game.
not only
me.
did he ruin the game,
You ruined the game.
you ruined the game. You know, I was when I
Don't
submitted
worry,
that
I'm
fact,
fixing
not
it.
even-
I'm fixing
get
it.
on with it.
I'm not gonna get Connor. You had the rat suit out. Who was it? Who came to your home and saw the rat suit?
It was a potential tenant for my old house in Dallas. They came by when I was thinking about moving, and I was thinking about renting out because the families were looking for homes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had realized I had just done a little bit of a thing with the rat suit, and it was out in the middle of the living room. And there was
What were you
just
doing with the rat suit?
Right before that, I was recording a piece of content that was going out for Indy, which actually got scrapped. So-
Oh, convenient.
Coincidentally.
Scrapped, no evidence.
The
no,
Envy
not
Only
conveniently. I
fans
got
account.
fired. It's not convenient. I got fired from the organization. It's not convenient at all. It's in fact very inconvenient for me. Extremely inconvenient.
So how did you explain it away?
Yeah, what was the
I said. I said that I. Well,
Sorry, I
actually,
have a fetish.
No, I didn't do that. Actually, it was pretty serendipitous, I'd say, because the person they had their daughter was touring with them because the whole family, and the daughter was really into Twitch, and I was like, oh, I stream on Twitch. And then they were like, "Oh, she loves Twitch." And then we engaged. And I was like, "Yeah, the rat suit's part of the gimmick." And I tried to explain the whole thing, trying not to sound like a complete weirdo. And I don't think I succeeded, but that's how I explained it.
So you said to a family that was looking to rent your house that you sit in front of sit in front of your computer, broadcasting out to the world, you in a rat suit.
No, I say I use it as part of the act sometimes. I incorporate it. I incorporate it.
Okay. Oh, there's the rat tail just flitted across.
No,
the
this
screen.
is my cat's tail. This is my cat's tail. She loves to be up on the desk, so I don't know what to do about this. She's just gonna walk around. Look at this shit. Look at this shit.
What's the timer at? How much longer do we have?
You have about 3 minutes left to question and interrogate them.
You guys suck at this.
Vansilli,
For like
what?
5 minutes.
Vansilli, what the fuck are you talking about?
What do you mean?
Okay,
Why?
to explain to me why you put toast
Why?
on your face.
Why?
Okay, so we'll go with the longer story. It all
No, the
started.
short one.
It all-
Time.
okay, in 3 minutes.
Run the
I'll summarize in 3
clock
minutes. The first one is you know when you walk into the grocery store and you're doing your groceries and you're passing by the bakery and it smells really nice, right?
Yeah.
Fact one. Okay, cool. Now fact number 2. I used to work at a corporate, right? A corporation. I used to work for Philip Morris, and then I don't know why. At some point, I was photocopying copies for work, and then the hot paper came out, and it was warm. So it was cold because I'm Canadian, right? And in the wintertime, my hands get cold. So I grabbed the paper. I was like, "Oh shit, it's warm!" And then I tried to put it on my cheeks. I was like, "Holy fuck, this is like a great feeling." Now another one is, you know, when you do your laundry, right? And it smells super nice. It just comes out of the dryer. And it's like, oh, it's so warm, it smells good, and then you just put it on your face because everything just feels good. So one time,
What if you've got a dirty face? What if you've been exercising? You're still gonna slap toast on your face and then eat it?
Well, yeah, it's my own sweat. Doesn't really matter, right? So for this toast, but it's usually during breakfast. You have toast, peanut butter, and jam. So it's in the morning. I showered already, getting ready for work. So I'm toasting my bread, and it smells good because it feels like I'm at the bakery.
Post application or pre application of your peanut butter and jam, or
oh, it's pre because it just came out of the toaster. Like paper just came out of the printer, and also
you're putting
come out of
burning hot toast on your face.
Here. At first, it comes up because it smells good, so I grab it and I smell it. I was like, "Oh my god, the smell of fresh bread is amazing!"
And then I must run.
And then it's warm.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
No, I don't
ready.
rub it. I'm not like sandpaper
I know who
in my
it is.
fucking cheeks. I'm just feeling it on my cheeks. I was like, "This."
I know who it is.
And it's
As someone who eats toast every single day, I know who it is.
I don't know whether that means
Do you also rub it into your face?
You, Bren? Somebody who eats
Do I
toast
have to
every
say
day,
no?
you do it as well?
Well, no. I think we discuss as a team, do we not?
Yeah, now we can talk about who we
You do
Connor didn't
discuss as a
discuss this,
team,
man.
but as the captain Sideshow, you do have final say, and you can override what they have the conclusion
Bren,
that your
tell me-
teammates come to. Your captain is Vansilli.
Bren, tell me who you think it is.
I eat a lot of toast. I have tried to grab my toast as it comes out of the toaster many times, and I've burnt my hands many times. There's no fucking world that somebody is taking 2 pieces of toast and putting it on their face. It's just not a reality.
You're talking about
Wait, hold on.
You would
One
have
more thing.
regular first-degree burns.
No.
There's no shot. You are putting toast on your face.
Bren, you put a lot of stuff in the microwave too, right? Because you always do streams and you heat up your food and stuff like that. You know when you grab, let's say, a bowl of chili that just came out of the microwave, and it's like a bowl and you put it on the table because it's so hot? What do you do with your fingers? Do you touch it on your earlobes like this to cool it down?
You live in a different planet to us.
Come on.
You live on a different planet.
You know what? It
My
might
parents
be him.
always told me,
I don't
oh,
think
it's
it's
too
a
hot,
toast.
just pinch your earlobes and it'll cool down really quickly because it's like on extremities. Your earlobes are cold.
Anyone else who told me that, Bren, I wouldn't believe them. But for Vansilli, I
just-
have a shred of belief.
No, because
One
just
thing I
doesn't
will
make
say
sense.
is that Vansilli's weird eating habits usually are about eating the food, and this is the first time I've heard something from him about using the food in a different way.
I wouldn't be surprised if he exfoliated with sweet corn or something. I really, at this point, anything goes.
This is like the reverse 12 Angry Men, where I have a reasonable belief for like Vansilli now. Like,
I don't think it's Balla.
Seth, where are you thinking? I don't think it's Balla either.
I
I think
don't
it just
believe-
doesn't make sense.
yeah, I don't think it's Balla at all.
All right, 1 minute left.
I could kind of see Connor having the rat suit out just because he's weird and just maybe forgot to put it away before he had company over. But the thing I don't believe is that I don't know. I didn't necessarily believe the part about the daughter just being like, "I love Twitch." And then
Obviously, it wasn't those exact words, by the way. It wasn't those exact words.
It was Connor.
They didn't bat chest. I love Twitch. They didn't do that.
Bat chest.
What?
Okay,
Quick,
all right.
What was like that? What age was the child? Like, 10,
It wasn't a
15?
child. She was like 18.
Okay, the
She-
daughter. She is a
She was like
child of
18.
the parents.
18.
She was an adult,
Okay.
essentially.
I see.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Bren. I'm leaning towards Avast. I think his story's believable
15
enough. I
seconds.
think we're gonna go with Connor.
Okay, so your choice. I
All
think it might
right,
be
so you've
Vansilli.
locked in for Connor. Let's check the poll.
Balla?
The
Balla, I
okay, so
swear to God.
chat has gone with Vansilli, and Team White Boys have gone with Avast, which means that you are, for the first time in GamerCaper history, getting negative points because chat has beat you. Chat has
actually
absolutely demolished
Vansilli.
you. It's actually
you guys.
Vansilli.
Wait, Alex, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
What are you
Alex?
doing?
Feeling, man. It
You
just
fucking
smells good.
freak!
Oh,
What are you
no.
doing over there? What
swear.
are you
Listen,
doing?
The next time you guys toast
All right,
bread
well-
and smell your bread, you're gonna want to put it on your cheeks.
This guy is
No.
Nobody's gonna want to do that. Nobody's gonna want to do that.
This is
one wants to do that.
unfair.
Somebody
Vansilli,
in my-
fucking,
so
he's like
somebody
a
clipped it in my chat
produce-based
once.
Bob Mortimer. Like, how are we supposed to get this correct?
No, somebody clipped it in my chat before because I said it on my stream once, and then somebody else in my chat said, "I'm not the only one." So I'm telling you, man, there's other
Vance
people.
on an
just
old
like
account
me
just
that
told
What
me
eat
kind of
fucking
fucking
backwards
weirdos
and
do you
put those on
attract in
your
your stream?
Yeah.
Seriously.
know.
Okay,
Also,
well, I have
that's
good
just
news.
Good vibes.
I have great news. In the time that we were doing that round, I managed to fix the first round. I won't tell you if
Nice.
I've picked a different liar or not, but I have just quickly written 2 new lies, and yeah, there you go, or whatever it is. For the other people, and here we go. I will send your statements immediately. Josh, there's yours.
Okay.
Please read it out as you get it.
When I was younger, I broke my friend's ceiling with my head.
Okay, Bren, could you please read yours out, please?
When I was younger and worked at Tesco's, I was a runner for an underground vegetable black market that operated throughout the Tesco ecosystem.
I've heard his story before.
Okay, and Achilios, could you read yours out, please?
Sometimes I mistranslate conversations between Korean and Western esports people on purpose to protect them from their own stupidity.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So, none of these are believable. Team Minorities, go ahead. You have 10 minutes on the clock.
Can I begin here? Team Minority? Can I begin here? First of all,
Yeah, sure.
I
go
don't.
ahead.
Don't say I heard this story before.
No, I haven't. I haven't heard any of these stories before. I haven't heard any of them before.
I keep my
But for-
Tesco life
Good.
pretty locked down. I don't like talking about it.
For
It's depressing.
Achilios' story, I have a hard time believing it because of the fact that his girlfriend translates everything for him in Korea when I was over there. I feel like the majority of the time your
that was
girlfriend
years
is doing the
ago.
translating. That was 2 years. 2 years.
You're out here, what, the end of
Yeah,
2019?
but have you watched his stream now? Like, he
I haven't
translates
watched the
stuff
stream
like
now.
on the fly now.
So,
I haven't watched
I'll-
your stream now though.
What I'll say is
I'm
that,
just
like,
based off of past experience.
since 2019, I actually, well, I mean, I didn't actually even start taking lessons really like regularly until the beginning of 2021. So I've had a full year of taking private tutoring and whatnot.
I see.
Okay.
Continuing education has thorted me, huh?
Yeah, it was
Exactly, there you
it
go.
was time of my wife and her family, or
Seth,
particularly her family, not really understanding
Describe
me.
to me in Korean
Oh,
what's on your shelf behind you.
Ooh.
There's a lot of shit behind me, Vansilli.
We got 10 minutes.
Maybe zone in on a specific
You're gonna
area
spend
here.
10 minutes on that.
On the first shelf.
Okay, like over here
Yep. Yeah, exactly. In the middle cube. Exactly where you're pointing at.
in the middle cube.
Yeah. Come on, we got 10 minutes. Hurry up.
Okay, 일본 game 있어요. Like money game 있어요.
Okay,
It
so
means
it says
like
money
many
in gaming. You think I'm
many
supposed to believe that's
Japanese
Korean?
many Japanese games. I have many Japanese games is what that means.
Okay.
Because those are a bunch of things that I picked up while I
Plausible,
was.
sounds
Now,
plausible.
Vansilli, I'm going to ask you a question when you're doing this sort of questioning. Aren't you Vietnamese? You don't speak Korean. So how are
Can
you
you
hoping
verify
to,
anything that I'm
How are
saying?
you hoping
I just
to
wanted
learn?
to know if you was
How-
able to string sentences together and not
okay.
stutter.
I'm trying to figure out what your line of questioning here was. Exactly.
So,
Okay,
so
Josh,
what type
The
of
logic
things
has come crumbling down.
But before we move on from Seth,
Okay.
what type of things are you protecting the Westerners from their stupidity? Like what? What's an example here?
I mean, some of the things it maybe is like a little racy to get into, but when you have people from like the West meet Koreans, they don't necessarily know like what is culturally appropriate to say, because there's that, you know, the way that the hierarchy works in Korea is like if you are younger than somebody, then you have to be really respectful. So like when an English speaking person goes up to a Korean person, like especially like a pro or even like a broadcaster and whatnot, when people meet like Caster Jun, these like really storied commentators, and they're just like, yo, what the fuck's up? It's so nice to meet you. I'll be like, yeah, he said, you know, like in Korean, I'm just like, oh, he says like, it's very much a pleasure to meet you. Like I can't really,
Got it.
I don't want to translate that kind of, Westernization to them because they might find that as being rude. Same
Okay,
with,
got it.
you know,
Got
when
it.
they
Shut
meet
up. We only have 10 minutes.
Okay.
Josh, context.
He's
of
worried
breaking
about the
ceiling.
clock here.
Context? Do you want
Yeah.
to be more specific? I mean, I
Yeah,
broke
so
the
like,
ceiling
what's
with
the
my head.
activity that caused you to smash a ceiling with your
How
head?
low was the ceiling?
Well, we weren't trampolining. There wasn't an activity particularly happening. I just decided to see whether I could.
So what? You can start hopping. I don't understand. Like, what are your hops like now? You got like an 8-foot vertical? Like, how did you hit the ceiling?
Well, no, you're right. It was a very low ceiling. It was a low ceiling. I wasn't taller when I was younger. It was just a lower ceiling than usual.
How old were you?
The girls whose house it was very short. I'm not sure the two are related, but it's possible.
Was she a hobbit? I don't understand. Are you trying to
Her
say
last
that
name
she
was
really...
Baggins. I don't remember much about it.
No,
So her walls were her ceiling was lower. I don't understand.
Those two were facts. I can't tell you whether they were related, but they were correlated.
I don't think they are. I don't think they base house size based off the size of the person. Normally, I don't think that is correlated.
So what was this like?
Well, I mean, Shaq's house.
You're in the
No,
basement,
it wasn't a
you're like-
basement. It was a kitchen.
And you just said, "Hey, I just want to jump and see if I can break the ceiling," or that's the context I'm looking for. Why did you want to bet that?
Well, I'd had a little bit to drink, and I thought, these are low ceilings. I wonder whether I could reach it. You know if you're playing in a basketball court and you're like, I wonder if I can reach the rim, even though you've done it 100 times and you've always failed.
I wonder if I can.
You still go. Yeah, well, you just think, I wonder if I could headbutt the ceiling,
and then it cracked. Your head cracked.
No, my head didn't crack. My head was perfectly fine, but I cracked the ceiling.
Okay.
So what kind of ceiling was it that you thought that you could break?
It was made of concrete. No, it was just a normal ceiling. It was just
it can't be just a normal concrete ceiling.
No, it wasn't concrete. It's made of plaster, I guess. I don't know exactly what
drywall.
I
think.
Yeah, it's drywall. Yeah.
Drywall.
Okay. And when was this?
When was this?
Yeah.
Oh, 2010 maybe.
2010.
Something like that.
So you're how old now?
Chat has raised an excellent point here, which is who builds a bespoke house to the exact size of the person that is going to live there?
No one.
I'm not
no one
saying
does.
it was a bespoke.
No one does.
Well,
I'm 27.
Tall
Vansilli.
people, but not
27?
short people.
I'm 27. Yeah.
Okay.
So I would have been 15, 16 at the time.
Did you have to pay for the damages?
No. I didn't pay for the damages. In fact, I left shortly after putting a hole in their ceiling and have never talked to their parents since.
Oh
So you've never have you talked to the person?
Did you get kicked out?
No, I didn't get kicked out. I left in fear.
So you just sobered up instantly and
Rapidly.
ran away.
So you got kicked out.
What was the
No.
update to the-
I mean,
so did
their
they-
parents
You
weren't
got
there. I
kicked
just
out.
realized I put a hole in the ceiling and I was like, I should probably bounce before they come back. You know?
All right, we should probably interrogate Bren here.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Don't you
Brett, was
think?
this steaming
Yeah.
again?
You've got about 2 minutes remaining.
Okay.
Oh shit.
I might take my time with this. I was a runner for an underground vegetable black market that operated through Tesco.
Why was there a black market for vegetables?
So I'll give you some context at Tesco. I've told similar stories to this on stream.
Okay.
yeah.
Let's go.
There was an exploit through the
had all that time
Tesco
to
till
think.
system. You had a lot of time to ask me and question me, by the way. I'm just saying. There was an exploit through the till system where if you put through things that were reduced, multiple things, the reductions would apply to items that you added alongside it. So you could find meat that was reduced, vegetables that were reduced, things like that. And if you put multiple through, the reductions would stack and overlap onto other items that you put through, getting other items cheaper. Quite illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that, of my involvement in this underground ring, was finding these vegetables that were reduced out onto the shop floor, that had been reduced, and I would bring them back, and I would not do the tilling, I would not do the reduction of that, but you know how much I don't like capitalism, so, I thought I'd do my part, and yeah, I would essentially ferry the vegetables back over to the phone shop and to whoever had a till system that was near the back, and then other people would put
So
it through.
the customers would you'd have.
No, this isn't customers. This is people who worked at Tesco's.
Well, yeah, but to get the reduction, you'd have to have somebody buy it, right?
Yeah, but as an employee, you can buy it. You can.
So you just have other employees
So
buy it.
you pay for yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can totally. Okay, so we have how much our time? What's our
That
time?
was a
What's our
really
time?
good story. Like, what the hell?
What's our time here?
You never got caught?
Everything
You never got
tracked.
caught, Brett?
Well,
I think
it's also
we're out of
incredible. I
time.
don't know. Could I be arrested for it?
All right,
you can.
it's 1 minute. Sorry.
Still now?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 minute. I believe. I don't think. I think Seth's. Are we? What are we picking, by the way? The lie or the truth?
The truth. We're trying to find the truth.
You just ruined
I'm
it.
thinking
You're overheating.
I could believe all of these.
I
can
could
believe every
believe
single
all
one
of
of
these too.
I can believe
think-
every single one of these.
Josh is too good at this game because when it's a truth, he acts like he's lying really, really well.
I
I
don't
would
think
go-
Josh can hop.
With Seth.
I've seen him
but
play
I-
basketball. He could hop.
You have
Josh
15
can hop.
seconds.
He plays basketball.
Okay, you just want to go Seth? You want to go Seth?
I think Seth is pretty believable.
Okay, fuck it.
He seems like a guy
Let's
that
go.
doesn't want to like fucking.
Do it.
All right,
Not your
5
friend?
seconds.
Lock it in.
Yeah.
Lock
Vansilli,
it
you're
in.
the captain.
Seth.
Lock it in.
Yeah, we're locking in Seth.
Awesome. Great. Let's check what the poll is doing. The poll has a little bit more time actually, so we may have to stall for a
Get
bit
it
here.
wrong. Go for time.
Yeah, I don't want to give them the right answer until.
Any other questions?
I
Now that we're locked
understand
in.
this question,
Yeah.
but Josh's story stumped me because it was so dumb. Josh's story stumped me because it was like because you were implying that the house was somehow built smaller for the small person, like the way you said it, like if
Also,
it was
Okay,
reverse
the poll
shadow.
has
Lock in or
ended.
something.
It being in the
I
kitchen
can provide
was weird, too.
you the results. So, Team Minorities locked in that Seth was telling the truth, and chat locked in that Bren was telling the truth. And I am pleased to announce that neither of you got it right, and Sideshow broke his friend's ceiling with his head. It's sort of a reverse Humpty Dumpty situation where the egg breaks the wall instead of the other way around. Yeah, that's what's going on.
No way.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So was
That's
the
just-
ceiling really that low, all of the kitchen, or it's just like one portion of the ceiling? You're like, oh.
I think they had like an open plan kitchen and living room, and I think the living room ceilings were tall, but for some reason the kitchen ceilings were quite low. I think they were only about 8 foot, something like that. And so, you know, you could reach up and just touch it if you're on your tiptoes. So I just thought, I wonder if I've got the hops to put my head through this. And I did. Stupid thing to test.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Poor
Sure.
friend.
I thought it
You
was
weren't prepared to
Bren,
deal with the consequences of your reactions.
it's me.
All right.
because I've done shit like that when I
Round-
worked for Radio Shack.
I think Radio Shack's a better place to do something like that. Like tech like that is more valuable.
Well, also,
Anyways,
it's no longer. Is Radio Shack still in business? I think it
No,
doesn't even
I
matter.
mean,
No.
it's also I think the statute of limitations.
Put it out of business.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter now.
In Canada, they changed to the source. That's what it's called now.
Yeah, I love the source actually. I went there. It was good. Good shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Seth
Round
loves
two.
the sauce as well.
We're going to Team Minorities again because Avast and Bren collectively ruined round one. So
It was mainly Connor, though.
you know, there it is.
How is it my fault?
he should've
I just
shut up.
picking it.
I will
How
say-
is it my fault?
Connor, you didn't know how the game
It's
worked
definitely
until the
Bren's
last 2
fault.
minutes of the
But
last
in the
round.
past, when people have known the answer, they sort of just keep it to themselves until the end of the questioning period, and then they're like,
That's
I
the
think I remember
problem. I
this.
can't do that. I can't shut the fuck up. That's not possible. I can't do that.
"That's true." Next time, just make a panicking face, and I'll mute you. All right. So round two, Team Minorities. I will be sending you your statements, Vansilli. There is yours. Please read it out.
Okay. I run a 400-meter sprint before every cast.
Balla,
Alright.
could you please read yours out?
I developed restless leg syndrome by idolizing esports players as a teenager.
Okay. And Avast, would you please like to read yours out?
I don't know what's so funny about mine. I like to rehearse future conversations with people by doing impressions of them talking to me.
Perfectly normal. Perfectly normal stuff.
I hope that's not true, you fucking psychopath.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
10 minutes on the clock. Let's go.
Okay, I want to start with Balla again, actually, because I'm confused. What is restless leg syndrome to begin with, or restless leg disorder? What did you say?
Restless leg syndrome.
What's that?
It's when you.
It's what I'm doing
just-
right
you
now,
can't-
actually. I have ADHD, so I'm just like constantly bobbing my leg.
Yeah, you just can't stop like doing this. You know.
Okay, but what does that got to do with idolizing esports pros? Why did one flow from the other?
So, back in Counter-Strike, they used to have this website, and they would post like POVs from behind in 1.6. And so I was trying to get better, and I would watch those and see how they like set up their mouse and stuff. And then you would see them going like this. So I started going like that.
It's kind of true.
And
It'll
and
make
now
me
I don't
better.
do it. Now I do it, and it helps. Let me tell you.
Is it Godfrag?
Is
It
it
helped? Wait, you're telling me you actually saw a positive correlation between that and your performance in game?
100%. I can lock in way better.
Is this like? Is it only when you're in like a sitting position? Do you find yourself like if you're like sitting up in bed or something?
No,
like,
I
watching
mean, it
things,
ruined
do you
my
have to
life.
have- I mean, like if you're like sitting up in bed or like
No,
you're
I'm
on
just
the,
telling you, like if I'm in bed, like my wife gets so mad
because you're still kicking your legs like
because
that.
I'm
My
just
biggest
like
issue with
laying
this is,
down.
what website is this that's posting the POVs of CS 1.6 players from behind in what year was this?
Probably 2007, let's say.
2007.
Mm-hmm.
And they got the
it was-
bandwidth for this.
It was what was that website, Vans? Fragbyte.
MFAVP that would put in for
Oh
Godfrag.
damn, okay.
Yeah, with,
No,
like,
it
Alchemists
was
and-
called Fragbyte. That's definitely the one. It was like a
Okay,
Swedish
well, it's not
website.
Balla.
Holy
Unless he's
esport
lying.
boomer.
Okay. Well, I also want to.
I mean, it wasn't streamed. They were just recorded and uploaded. So
I want to interrogate
Oh, yeah, it wasn't
Connor
streamed.
here. Connor, when
Please.
you're doing your impressions of people that you're going to have a conversation with, let's say you have to pitch something to Ben Spoons, right? Your current boss, the owner of Misfits. So you're sat, in the mirror, you're doing an impression? How fleshed out are your impressions of everybody you have to talk
No,
to?
not a mirror. I prefer a room
With a
that
cat.
is like. I prefer that it's a room that's as blank and Spartan as possible. Ideally, just blank walls.
The one you're in, basically.
No, not quite, but close. You know my office, kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay, and how fleshed out are these impressions? Do you have to work on them for a while? Do you try and get the voice, the accent? Do you have
No,
little
no, no. The voice
mannerisms?
isn't important because it's all inside my head. The important part is I'm just hitting on keynotes of like parts I know, like personality traits. I know they're probably going to hit, and trying to hit certain points that I know we're going to talk about in the conversation. You know, like how am I going to react to this? How am
So-
I going to move from there?
Did you do a 7-way run through in your head about how this whole stream was going to go before we went live? Like,
Well, the thing is, I'm not really worried about that. Like, it's more for stuff when it's like thinking about an important conversation, future conversation.
About
It's
to
more
get
so
fired
than
from
like
Andy.
every future conversation.
Gotcha.
Do you
So
ever,
how
do you ever
far
get
does the
stuck in one of these
impression
other
go?
personalities?
The impression is like I'm trying to essentially do an astral mind meld with them where I feel like I am talking to them while talking to myself at the same time, but it's kind of trying to preempt the future and like think about like how the conversation is going to go. So imagine like I'm Patrick Bateman, but I'm just like really soy. And that's what it is. Like I'm a really soy boy Patrick Bateman. That's what I'm going for.
Incredible.
Cool.
I think I've heard enough from Connor. Vance,
yes,
how long have you been doing this run before your cast?
ever since LCQ,
Ever since LCQ, you've been sprinting 400 meters.
trying to. Yeah.
Okay.
So then after we played basketball, and I was doing like 2 laps, and I couldn't fucking do it anymore, and I was gassed out, and I decided to like live stream us. I was like, yeah, when I'm getting back to Canada, I'm getting into a gym equipment setup, and then I'm gonna start working out. So then I got my workout set up, doing squats. I actually plugged in my Wii Fit Adventure, so I could do some cardio. Meanwhile, while I do my workouts after, which I don't stream that part.
Do you have a treadmill?
I don't, which is because I've already spent like $6,000 on my home workout. So what I do is I have an app to actually do the 5-kilometer run. So like the 5K run in like 5 weeks or something like that. So then you just pace yourself into like, okay, well, the first day, if you need to, so they'll do a timer like a tempo, 30-second run, 30-second stop. 30-second run, 30-second stop, and then you start building up your stamina.
Where are you running? What's it like outside your house? Are you just running down a city block, and that's your 400 meters?
Well, I don't want to dox myself, but I live in the surbs of
I
Montreal.
don't need your exact address. just what the rough area looks like. You do it in a
Just around
park.
my neighborhood. Around my neighborhood, it's flat. Right now it's wintertime, so it's a little bit difficult. So I try not to slip, and fall. So like
But you're still running outside, even though the
I'm
weather's
trying
bad.
to. I need to get like my cardio up. I need to get my I'm already like trying to do better to make my breathing better, so that now that I'm doing play-by-play with Riv, I have to try to get my breathing better when I'm actually casting. So all
But
that
Vansilli,
correlates
wouldn't that be negative to your casting?
Sorry?
Like if you're like going into it and you're like fully out of breath, like do you not find
Well, I
that
mean,
being
if it's
difficult?
before every cast, I'm not like, okay, I'm live in 5 minutes. I'll be right back, production. I have to go for a 400 meter sprint.
How far in advance is it?
Probably like, so if we broadcast around 4 and I wake up at 1, probably like 1:30, 1:45
Okay.
after I've toasted my
Just a little
bread.
exercise
Earth, are you
in the
waking
morning.
up at 1 for? Waking up earlier
Done
and
his
give you a bit more
red
time.
cheeks.
Don't judge.
I stay up till 6. I stream till like 3. I chat with the wife because she's still in Vietnam, so we FaceTime for like
that
3
makes
a.m. to
sense.
like 4 a.m. to like so we have some time together. Then I
Vansilli,
watch some anime.
Here's what I don't understand though. You're talking about getting fit and like a 5K run.
Yeah.
If you're trying to improve cardio, you want to be doing low effort, long distance, right? And also, you're talking about doing something long distance. Why 400 meters? Where has that distance come from?
You got to start somewhere. I thought if I have to go fast, then I'm able to recuperate fast, then maybe I could build the endurance to go longer.
Roughly, how long does it take you to do your 400
Ask
meters?
that.
Bro, like 2 minutes and a half, 3. I run out of breath. I still gas out so easily right now.
That's honestly not awful, but
No,
that's
that's
also
not
for the
bad.
first lap. So
Yeah, I feel like it's not bad. I think I know who's telling the truth.
Well, you
go
got it
again.
wrong last time.
Interesting.
But
You do have 3
reason
minutes
why,
left.
Okay. Here's why. I think Balla's, full of shit because in 2007, I think websites at that point would not be uploading the back POVs of pro players as much. Like, they definitely were starting to.
Bren, YouTube was out.
I know
Yeah.
YouTube was out. I know YouTube was out around then, but I just feel like there would not be a database of the behind camera footage of a pro player.
Watch the.
I feel like that wouldn't be the
complexity
case.
videos.
Vansilli, I feel like it's so outlandish to have 400 meters sprints before you cast. I can't see that being the case.
Day of.
Just the concept
Connor-
is ridiculous.
Connor, I think, is trying to play into the Patrick Bateman-esque aspect of him rehearsing conversations in his head, important conversations. But the reason I think he's telling the truth is because I know exactly what he's talking about, and I do the same for like anxiety-inducing conversations. So I think it's Connor telling the truth.
Well,
Oh my
I thought
lord.
Connor's seemed a little far-fetched until he explained it, and then the explanation did just seem quite reasonable. I thought we were going full impressions, but he's just
No, it's in your
his
head.
own head.
I do the same thing in the shower. I'm thinking like before big, oh, I've got to nail this pitch. Got to nail this pitch.
I mean, the thing to keep in mind though is like he could be reeling it back in to make it more believable. Because if he
I
said
know.
that he was doing like your guys' fucking voices with British accents and stuff in advance of a conversation,
no, I have
with you,
stock.
we would just
puppets,
never
man.
believe it.
I have stock puppets. It's okay.
I think it's Connor.
See, I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember because when I was at Champions, I was hanging out with Balla in his hotel room watching the Blast Major, and I was trying to remember if he was constantly kicking his leg when he was lounging on that bed. That's why I asked if he does it while he's on bed, but I just can't fucking remember if he does it or not. So like, I'm kind of thinking that it might be him.
Yeah, I can see Balla
Because you
having
can't
a
remember?
restless leg, but
The reasoning is a little.
I can't buy the reasoning. I do think
fair.
that Connor's the most reasonable. I'm just loath to trust Bren again.
You don't have to trust me. You can go with
Yeah.
whatever you want,
Trust your
Captain.
gut.
Yeah. Okay, I am going to go with Connor. We're going to go with Mr. Connor Prince.
All right. So, the chat poll. Let's take a look. They have also gone with Mr. Connor Prince. So both Team White Boys and the chat have decided that Avast just likes to rehearse future conversations with people by doing impressions of them. But in fact, you were both wrong, and Balla developed restless leg syndrome by idolizing esports players as a teenager.
What?
Dude,
no.
watch this videos
Both
of the
wrong.
complexity
No
when it was
points.
like Warden and Fraud in them, and then you see Fraud like
I can't.
Warden restless leg and like
I
Jason,
can't
like,
believe
kicking behind
that
a chair.
you guys think that Avast
Damn.
goes into situations that he's stressed out about.
I do
That's
that.
the most chill. I know. Yeah,
I
sure,
thought we
but
found something in
Avast,
common.
and specifically,
You're saying that it's
No,
very,
mine's
it's very
more
imaginable.
existential anxiety, not person.
I'm gonna start.
Mine's
switching
more
to
like,
Alright.
oh, a meteor is gonna kill us type of thing, you know?
right,
specifically
round
get
2.
right. By the way, like,
Interesting. All right, round
That
2.
is an absurd
Team White Boys, your statements are being sent to you. That's yours, Josh. Please read it out
Okay.
as you get it.
I was excited to use a bidet until I tried one.
Okay, Bren, could you please? Bren, could you please read yours out?
I am convinced that I could defeat a wolf in hand-to-hand combat. Don't have.
Okay. Achilios, please.
All right. I have a small patch of hair on my body that I shave into a different shape every week.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Let's go. 10 minutes on the clock. Start your questions.
Well, what happened with the bidet here, Josh? What surprised you? Be like, I don't like this anymore because bidets are awesome.
I figured
Well-
you'd be an ass man.
Well, it's not that I decided I didn't like them anymore. It's that I tried one for the first time, and it was the first experience that put me off. Because I like the idea of them; they make sense. I bought one for my house, but the first time that I tried one, it's a very unusual departure from the norm. The norm is just to, smear poo all over yourself and hope it eventually goes away. So, I was trying to head towards civilization, but civilization took the form of intense water pressure because I didn't understand what I was doing and an enormous mess all over a rented apartment. So that was a bit of an off-putting experience.
So are you saying the mess? What is this mess you're speaking of? Was it water or was it more of like an enema? Like what are we talking about here? Like what was
some
the
of
mess?
it was water, certainly, because it starts as water.
I didn't need to know this.
So you're saying
You might have
you're
gotten
pressure
too deep there with your line of questioning.
The water-
What was the question?
Where was the apartment?
Where was the apartment? It was when I was back in the UK when we went on holiday. So it was my parents' birthday, so we went to a place and they had it wasn't quite an Airbnb, it was the same kind of thing. And they
But
just
you
happened
said
to
you
have a
bought the
bidet.
bidet for your own home.
Yes.
You bought one after.
No,
Oh,
I
after.
bought one before that.
What?
Because I wouldn't.
What?
No, I
Oh,
wouldn't buy one.
Your first time tried it though.
Yeah. Well, no, the first time I tried it was when I was away, but I'd already bought one beforehand. I just hadn't set it up or tried it yet. But the first time I tried it was when I was away at somebody else's place.
Doubt.
Hitting the X button on that one.
Doubt.
Bren, what's
right.
the storyline in this? Like, do you get lost in the woods and then you're gonna go face to face with a wolf and you think you could take it down, or why
Well,
do
I
you think you
think
could take
there's
a
something
wolf
very
down?
primal about trying to see how you match up against various animals of various sizes. And I'm pretty convinced that I could beat a wolf in hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
All right.
What about like a Bengal? What do you think about like a
A Bengal?
Why, just because
tiger.
the Bengals are going to the Super Bowl? Like, what is going on?
okay,
Why are you
well,
doing a Bengal?
Jesus.
The reason I say a wolf is because wolves are pack hunters. And if I was to take a singular wolf, I think I would be able to manage it.
I just figured if you're fantasizing about 1v1ing a wolf, then you know other
A
animals.
Bengal? When I think of Bengal, I think of like little house cats.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
No, I don't mean. I think of the Bengal house cat breed. I don't think of them as house cats.
Why do you
tiger.
why do you think about actually more importantly, how would you beat the wolf in one-on-one combat? Exactly.
So, I would attempt to.
Oh yeah, show us.
I'm not going to show you.
Do you have
But
a
I
wolf
think-
on hand?
I think the environment matters a lot as well. But I would also attempt to get it latched onto me in some way or form, hopefully my arm.
So you'd want it
And
to
then-
bite you.
I would want it to bite me, and I would want to try and either get my arm inside of its throat, where it would be immobile, and then I would have easy access to its eyes, and I would hope the adrenaline would carry me through it.
Okay. So you're
Bren,
hoping to
I
be
thought about
partially
this before.
consumed by the wolf.
Yeah, because
and then
once
beat
it's
it.
latched
is
onto me,
not what I
would grab it
expected.
from
What?
the inside,
Wait,
and then it's easy access to its eyes. And once you blind it, it would be quite an easy kill, I think.
Bren, have you ever been into a fight?
I've thought, yeah, a couple of times, not against
Damn.
wolves though. But I think a singular wolf, I would be able to.
Because I'm just trying to picture if
Bren,
a wolf
please,
is
my
biting you
dog
on the
is listening
arm,
to
it's on the
this.
front like this. So how do you grab it under to try to headlock it?
The thing that gave me this thought about literally shoving my arm into the wolf was that sometimes I'd be petting my dog back in the UK, my mum's dog. I'd be petting it.
Don't tell
and
me you're
sometimes you're petting
fantasizing
it,
about
and
killing
the
your
dog-
parents' dog.
No, I'm not worried about killing the dog. But sometimes the dog will go, and so I go crazy
Yeah.
when you're petting it because it's a small
Like
dog.
mine,
It hasn't
yeah.
been trained properly. And the way I would get it to stop, I was like, oh, I'm going to put my hand. I just put my hand in his mouth.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and it starts like choking on my hand, and it realizes, oh, I'm just gonna let you pet me. I can't be bothered to choke to death.
So you think this idea is scalable from a dog of this size to a wolf about as big as you?
It would take my entire arm, I think. And like I said, I think I might lose it in the process, but I would absolutely get the kill. Once I could blind it,
but what about
the
the next
kill?
But I guess it's a
because
1v1.
It's a singular wolf. I've made this point. Wolves are pack animals. They rely on the pack tactics.
It's like the kid in 300. You know, he leads him into the corner of the wolf, and it's like a 1v1 in the cave.
Yeah,
it's a tight cave.
I mean, that's not what I was thinking of.
Seth.
Yeah.
What
and where?
What? Sorry, what?
Yep. What shapes?
No, your mic's like overlapped. Oh, what shapes? Sorry, I genuinely didn't hear what you asked. I mean, nothing like complex. It's not like I'm making like the fucking Mona Lisa on my goddamn chest. It's just a little patch of hair here. Because I don't grow that much body hair. But I have a little bit like right in the center of my chest. So it's typically, you know, like like the one time I just squared it off, and my wife like laughed at it. So I said like, okay, I'll just do that every now and then. So it typically takes like a week, maybe a week and a half to grow back fully, and then I can just kind of shave it into a different shape. So like I've done probably square, triangle, heart shape, you know, diamond, just basic shit like that.
This one's hard to believe because it's hard for me to explain. Well, I can't.
If it wouldn't ruin the integrity of the game, I could, and also maybe break terms of service. I could just.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not allowed.
I'm Asian, so I can't grow any chest hair. So I'm gonna ask like Connor. Connor, does it take a week to grow your chest hair? Because I have one chest hair for the truth for next time.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna tell you a very important fact. Not all white people grow chest hair at the same rate. I'm gonna tell you a very important fact, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like it is not like a predetermined setting, like in The Sims or something, where chest hair is just like growing at the same time. That's the first thing.
Depends how much Mediterranean blood you have in you.
Guys, this is not about you and
but the point,
it takes me a long time to grow that one chest hair.
I mean, here's I'm gonna put my take. I'm just gonna put my takes in here. First of all,
Let's go.
Seth is not this whimsical of a guy. I don't think Seth's that whimsical. I'm gonna say it. I don't believe Seth to be that whimsical.
You don't know how I am with my wife in private. Like,
no, I I just don't think you're that
share it to the world.
I don't think you are.
That's true. Actually, he deleted his tweet about his wedding because of like privacy reasons. So I guess he is a very private guy.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. But most private men aren't shaving shapes into their chest. Like they're more private. Like, oh, I don't want you to know my personal life. But maybe that means you're shaving shapes in your chest. I don't know. That could be true.
It's not like it's my ass or something, like, you know, or I have my wife like shave my back hair into a shape. Like it's just on my chest.
I mean, that's the point being, I don't think you're whimsical enough. I don't think you're whimsical enough. Josh's story, he fucked it up. He's clearly like lied.
There was nothing wrong with mine.
Okay. So my story, let me get this straight. My story is too whimsical. You don't believe Josh, so you're going to believe Bren wants to mouth fist a wolf into submission.
Yes, I am not 100%. 100%. I could hear Bren say this. I'm almost certain Bren has talked about other animals.
So, but that's the problem. Like, this is so easy for Baby Blue to just say this about Bren.
It is, but the other two are just, I just can't see it. I can't see it. That's my take.
I think that Bren's telling the truth as well, because I think that as well about myself. I actually believe that if I ever get lost in the woods and I come face to face with a wolf or a bear, I don't need to fight him, but I could tame him.
No, you could not. A bear. The bear would eat you.
You're gonna do 10,000 years of domestication.
There's 2 minutes left for this questioning session. By the way, 2 minutes left.
And we're talking about ourselves, man.
No, but Vansilli's been just talking about his chest hair and the other 1v1.
Okay, hold on. Somebody else ask more questions because I
have no more questions. I have my opinion. My opinion is set in stone.
You can end early if you want.
I'm not the captain, so.
Well, I'm asking Balla if he has any other questions, because I kind of side with Connor and that I believe Bren.
Where specifically is the patch of hair?
Right in between my pecs. Like it goes. It's just.
And that's it. You're the rest of your.
It's from like here, hairless. And then that's it. Yeah, genuinely.
Fuck, that's almost believable too, though.
Genuinely, like that's like the one spot that I have hair on my chest, and then obviously there's a little bit around the belly button, and then I have some hair on my shoulders, but that's basically all the body hair that I grow outside of the normal spots, like arms and legs.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Balla, what are you going with? Who are you going with?
It has to be Bren.
Has to be Bren, right? I believe
Yeah.
so too.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we'll lock it in. We're gonna say
All
that
right,
it's
are
Bren.
you locking it in? Cool. A minute early. Didn't even have to start the clock. A minute
No.
early, you've locked in that Bren is telling the truth, and I'm pleased to announce that chat has also decided that Bren is telling the truth.
Let's
And
go. Thank you, chat.
somehow, once again, you were both wrong. And
That's
Sideshow
crazy.
was excited to use a bidet until he tried
What?
one.
How is your storytelling? So is this a strategy? You just fuck up the story to make us think
Yes,
you're
yes,
lying?
I did it
No,
the
no.
other times too. I should have known.
Everything I told you was true, though. I did order a bidet before I used one. It wouldn't set up inside my house, so I've just left it there for months unset up. And I
So do you use it
decided.
now?
See,
Do you use one now?
If I
No.
had known, if I had heard that part of the story, then I would believe that was the truth because I would know that would be something you do. It's just have a piece of shit sitting there forever that you weren't using.
It's true, like
piece
an
of
old
shit
laptop.
was
I
flying
just
around
didn't
the rental
believe
car.
that you made a mess with the bidet. Like, how is that possible?
A catastrophic mess.
Also,
Wait, hit the
where
ceiling?
in the
Did it hit
UK
the
That's actually
is a
difficult because
rented
normally
apartment?
your own ass cheeks are acting as a shield. You know?
I
mean,
did
it's
something
sitting
wrong.
outwards. Body.
The first
did
time you were
something
using
wrong.
it, were you sitting outwards, your leg outwards instead of inwards?
Outwards instead of inwards.
I think he means like, were you facing the back of the toilet seat, like straddling it? It's just like that
Like a
would
youth
just mean that you got,
pastor, he turns the chair around to seem
that,
cool.
that would have the water blasting you in the nuts.
Yeah,
Kids.
I plugged myself in like a reverse hose
He's
pipe.
fucking straddling the toilet.
Vansilli is already figuring out how he's gonna.
I mean, Vansilli does that. He
Vansilli
dives
wants
to
to
the top.
reverse cowgirl a bidet. Oh my god. Okay.
Put the toaster on the back of the toilet, and then I can sit down and then enjoy
No.
the warmth while I take a shit.
Electrical shocks. That's dangerous.
No. Okay. Round 3, everyone. And I'm pleased to announce that because it's my birthday and I'm incredibly self-centered, that this is a bonus round where I will be joining both teams. So there will be 4 players on each team for this last round, and I will also be including a statement. So, there you
Awesome.
go. That's something new to
Happy
contend
birthday.
with. Thank you very
birthday.
much.
Happy birthday.
All right. All right, because we have to start with Steam minorities now because the order got flipped. Vansilli, here is your statement. Please read it out.
I once broke into a house by accident.
Okay. Balla.
I have a nice set of silk pajamas for special bedtime occasions.
All right. Avast.
I think the Pokemon franchise is boring and overrated.
Cool.
Fuck.
And I have been secretly modifying my father's car without him knowing.
Oh Christ.
15 minutes on the clock for this one. Go ahead.
Right, we have slightly longer. Okay, that's good. Vansilli, what was yours again? You broke into somebody's house by accident.
Yes.
Run me through the order of events. How do you accidentally break into someone's house? I can understand accidentally walking into their house. How do you accidentally break into their house?
So I'm actually a person that follows my friends a lot. My friends weren't that nice when they were young. I wasn't hanging out with the right people. So we were at a house party, and naturally the party for my friends got a little bit boring. We had a few drinks. So let's go explore around the neighborhood and whatnot. And we just decided to walk around the neighborhood for a bit until we're like, my friends are like, hey, follow us. We're going to try to just hang out around this house because all the lights were dark, no cars in the driveway. And then like, okay, well, let's see what they have. So then, just like in the movies, they tried to like flip a couple of rocks in the garden or like check under the doormat or whatnot to see if there was a key. And then they found a key under one of the rocks, and then it opened the back door. And then we got in, sat on their couches, and started drinking some more. And then we just left. We didn't break anything, and we didn't steal anything. We just were hanging out in Strange's house, and it just felt fucking weird.
Okay, what I'm not getting from that story is the accidentally. Every decision that you made there was purposeful and designed to infiltrate somebody else's property.
Well,
Where
it's
does
on
the
accident for
accidental-
me because it's never part of my decisions. I just follow my friends. It was like this. I just follow my friends, and I feel like I feel out of place when I gotta follow them and do like bad shit. Because if I don't follow them, then they're just gonna call me a wuss, and then I'll be like the one that they make fun of all the time. As a teenager, you don't want to grow up with that stuff, which is why also, similarly, I got arrested when I was 18, trespassing on private property. In a similar sense.
By accident.
How old were you when this story occurred?
17.
You said teenager, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'd like to move on. I can't even remember what Connor's was.
He doesn't like Pokemon.
He thinks that Pokemon is overrated.
Feel free to repeat.
Yeah, Connor.
I think Pokemon franchise is boring and overrated.
How many Pokemon games have you played?
I have played, let's see, Ruby, Yellow, and Silver. So, and then I played like one of the Pokemon GameCube ones where it was like a battle one where it was like an arena. I think it was like Pokemon Arena or something.
What about
Coliseum,
Pokemon
yeah.
Go?
Coliseum. Yeah.
I have not played Pokemon Go.
So you played 3 Pokemon games?
I played 4.
Played 4 Pokemon games?
Camera game?
So
Pokemon Snap?
Yeah.
I haven't played Pokemon Snap.
Why? At what point did you think the series was overrated?
About halfway through playing the games. Like after I got to the second game, I was like, "This is stupid." So
the second game, and you decided to play a third and a fourth.
Well, the Coliseum was at a friend's house, so like I would go to his house
so
and play. I'm like,
count.
"Oh fuck it, I'll participate."
Okay.
But I still played it, so I still have experience.
Sure.
Playing it. And then
But you decided to play a third Pokemon game despite getting bored halfway through.
The third game was given to my grandparents because my grandparents.
What was the third game?
The third. What was the order? I think it would be like Ruby would be the last one,
Silver.
probably.
Okay.
Silver. No, well,
sure.
because it went
Ruby.
gold.
No,
Because it went yellow, silver, ruby, right?
Or blue.
Yellow, silver.
Yeah,
in terms of like, no, I'm not talking about like pure order, but like
he's correct as far as the
timeline.
generational.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
So
always
yeah,
played
it was
blue,
Ruby was the last one that was given to me that I was like, that was mine that I owned because my grandparents bought it for me because they were like, oh, the kids love Pokemons, and like they gave it to me. So
Here's my question.
Sounds like
I can
them.
understand that someone would have this opinion, but you, in not slight metagaming here, if this was true, you would have had to submit this opinion. Like you're proud of this opinion. Like it's something you hold strongly or close to your heart. Why do you believe so strongly that Pokemon is a bad franchise?
I just think it's the same game over and over again for the past 20 years, and Nintendo has essentially been fleecing people where they've been bat-chesting out of control for Pokemon for the past, like, 2 decades. And, like, no one can wake up and see it. Wake up, sheeple. Wake up! Wake up and stop buying Pokemon. Also, I timed it in with the newest Pokemon release, and so I'm like, I just want people. I need everyone like this is gonna be like the old Apple commercial where the guy runs at the screen and like breaks the projector. That's me, but with the Pokemon franchise. Like, please wake up, people. Wake up.
See, nothing he
Do
said
you
is
think
wrong.
the same
I
thing
just don't know
about
whether he
Counter-Strike?
believes that.
Yeah, this is a really tough one to try to, because this could also just be baby fucking blue, like putting this in because she knows that you and Bren do Pokemon races and enjoy the Pokemon franchise overall. So this could just be kind of chucked in for that reasoning. I think we come back to that. Balla, tell us about your nice silken pajamas.
What do you want to know about them?
What's the special occasion?
Yeah, what are
you
the
wear them?
special occasions?
Well, you would think it's, you know.
No,
Is it just for
Very innocent.
It's for sexy time.
you have silky pajamas
Yes.
for specifically taking them off.
I
Silk
mean, that's
is
what lingerie
designed to be-
is.
Yeah. Okay, not all the time, but yeah.
You can have sex with most of your lingerie still on, though, if you really wanted to.
I mean, that's also true.
too.
I mean, I'm sure he could figure out how to have sex with his silky pajamas on, but maybe he has.
Well, also,
But-
it does, you know, like it has a hole too. Like,
Okay. When were these acquired? And I don't know. Was this like
I
a
don't know.
Are they a
joint
family
idea?
heirloom?
Was this passed down by your grandfather?
no.
Oh my god, that'll be nasty.
Not that long ago. No, not that long ago.
Was it like a
year and a half.
surprise that you bought and then you brought them home to show your wife, or was it like you guys were both out and you decided to like make a joint purchase, together?
No, it was a mix. We saw on vacation this couple.
Who are fucking in their hotel room in their nice silky pajamas?
Yeah, no, this couple was always around the they're always around the resort, and this guy had like the most banging like Gucci like nightgown and like a whole basic pajama
Where
set,
was the
pretty much.
resort?
He was on his Hugh Hefner shit.
Yeah.
St. Lucia
Where's that?
in the
It's
Caribbean.
like in
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite warm, no?
Yeah.
People still wear silk
It's
pajamas, though. It is that's a
Silk
pretty
is breathable.
reasonable thing.
Okay.
Did you get a matching pair between you and your partner? So it's just
She
you that
already
wears the
has.
silk,
Lingerie. Huh?
right? Okay.
Balla,
Is
the
this-
Yeah,
chat
I mean-
wants to know, is the hole in the front or the back? They're asking. They're really demanding to know, you
Come
know?
with a tail accessory?
It's like the button traps.
I mean, it could have
In the
both.
front chat. In the front. It could have both, but I haven't cut that one out yet.
Okay, thank you for cleaning that up. Thank you for clearing that
But you're
up.
saying it genuinely. This isn't a joke. It genuinely has a hole in the front. The
Yeah,
bottoms
well,
genuinely
like
have a hole
all,
in the front.
Yeah, I mean-
all pajama pants have holes in the front in like men's pajama wear. 100%.
Mine-
Do they?
The ones
Yeah.
that I'm
Not
currently
all of them,
wearing
but
do
some of them,
not.
like a button.
Some-
I haven't
some
owned
of them,
pajamas
yeah,
since I was a
Yeah,
kid.
like with buttons.
No, neither have I.
seen
I'm
that.
surprised at that fact, though, because I would imagine that the silk pajamas designed for comfort. If you're asleep and
No,
it's more,
they are
more
absolutely
tangle
not
ability.
designed for comfort.
You're saying the silk pajamas are specifically designed for what you use them for.
Well, I mean, lingerie is not like that type of clothing line is not necessarily designed specifically for the act, but
Okay, without
at the
dropping a
same
beat.
time, it's part of the design. It's
Right.
like
Where
You
did
can
where-
say fuck on
but
this
the
show,
hole
by the
is-
way, just so you
the-
know. It's allowed.
the whole. Yeah, I know, but it's funnier to. The hole is not
Dance around
It's not like it's just a normal thing, guys. The hole in boxers, in pajama pants, it's just a normal thing. It's not like a perfectly sized dong hole. Like
No, yeah.
It's a slit to go
can
pee,
understand.
And
Little
and
thing like
tailored
that.
for the craft.
Okay.
Yeah. I've definitely seen that with like the buttons and stuff. You
Yeah.
won't slip
What-
out by
Are we-
accident.
Are we talking a
Where-
full shirt? You know, it's got like a collar
No,
and button up
it's-
kind of thing.
it has a shirt, but mostly it's the like a bathrobe, and then it has pajama pants and pajama shirt.
Where did you buy them? How much were they?
Gucci store. I don't remember how.
Gucci. Actual Gucci silk pajamas.
Gucci silk
He's
pajama?
actually
I love
a baller.
Gucci.
He's actually a baller.
Just like at just a Gucci like department store, like one of the just regular locations.
Yep.
You can't remember how much you bought them for.
No, it was not
get-
that. It's,
I
it's
remember.
not
Is
that
there-
outrageous.
is there an
If it was
estimate?
outrageous, I would remember, but it was not that
Get it
outrageous.
with
Like
the Fortnite World
a
Championship
couple
money.
$100.
Okay, I think we need to move on and return
Sure.
back if required. Baby Blue, what model is your father's
Yes.
car?
My dad has a 2017 Mini Clubman, the base model with a 3-cylinder engine.
Okay.
It's manual too.
Why have you not informed him about the work that you're doing on it?
Because I know that I can reverse everything I've done, and if he needs to resell it, it won't lose the value. But if I tell him that I'm doing something, he'll get mad at me because he thinks I'm diminishing the value of his car for when he wants to resell it.
Does he want these things done to it? Do you currently have
He hasn't
possession
noticed.
of it?
But that doesn't mean
I got
that
my
he would
license
want
only.
it.
I got my license only a year ago, and since then I've used it more than both my parents do.
Right.
I also just enjoyed the act of driving more than they do, and yeah, they haven't noticed anything. I sort of tried to bring up things in conversation like, oh, would you want this car to be a bit more comfortable? Because the 2017 model has really stiff suspension, and in 2019 they came out with a little softer, more comfortable suspension that was still a bit sporty and fun, so I swapped out the newer suspension for
You've
the
replaced
older
the
one.
suspension on the car.
Yes, it's not difficult. It's actually not difficult.
That sounds like quite a big job. What's required in it?
I didn't do it at home. I took it to a shop while they were on a trip to India recently.
Right, okay. And what are some other changes that you've made to it?
That's the biggest one. The suspension's absolutely the biggest one. I changed the shifter to a short throw shifter, which actually makes it longer, the manual shifter. But I kept the original like shift knobs, so they never noticed.
I don't fuck all about cars. All of this could be correct. I don't know.
You got to tap into the human element here, I think. Like, okay, so Baby Blue's ostensibly done this because she has primary control of the car. Where do you live? Roughly, what's like a city or state or something like that?
I live in like a suburb. There's not much suburbs in Singapore, but I live in one of the few. So there's, I mean, to be honest, all the apartment buildings here have space to park cars and stuff. But yeah.
Right. So you said that they don't really use the car. You use it primarily, but how often would you say that they use the car?
They use it maybe once a week. I use it maybe 3 or 4 times a week.
And they, using it once a week, wouldn't have noticed that the shifter is different. The thing that you fairly constantly have to use.
It's not very different. You do, but it's actually just higher up, and it feels nicer, but it looks exactly the same.
And like you're willing to pay for the change of suspension, and if your dad would like to resell it again, the change of suspension back, plus redoing all of those old things if he complains about it. And what that cost would just be taken on the chin, just like, oh well, it was slightly more comfortable.
So I haven't decided how to navigate this yet, but in my opinion, I've selected very like subtle, tasteful modifications that anyone who really, first of all, it's the only manual mini Clubman in orange in Singapore. So there's that. I think having the newer suspension and a short throw shift, you can look this stuff up on the registry. But if you can, I'm pretty sure the tasteful, subtle modifications I've made will actually increase the value of the car. I just have to see if I can convince my dad of that, if I want to have that conversation, or if I just want to secretly swap everything back and not ever let him know. And if that's the case, I know that the value of these spare parts kind of holds, so I can always just sell them off once I take them off.
What would that value
and
be?
Put the old stuff back on.
How much have you put into this?
So about like 1,300 Singapore dollars for the suspension and about like 300 for the shifter.
I'm doing a conversion real quick.
I was gonna say that was slick.
I am absolutely lost.
1 minute left, by the way. I'm starting the clock.
I'm lost in the Radio Shack. I'm lost in the sauce, man. I'm gone. I don't know what's.
This was a great play from Baby Blue to pick a car. To pick a car.
In the past, we've gone Connor twice.
Well,
yes.
What was Connor's again? I mean, Connor's is extraordinarily believable, but
so is Balla's.
It may have...
Yeah, he could just own fucking pajamas.
Yeah, and
no. It's not just pajamas. It's Gucci silk pajamas. It specifically uses.
I can't remember the price of.
But bro, it also lines up with presumably their attempts to create children. So that's. I mean, he's talking about it being in that time period. So. I don't know. That's quite the thing to put out into the world, isn't it?
They sell pajamas to create children.
You don't have silk pajamas, and you haven't procreated.
Make a decision.
You two make a decision. Who do you want me to go with?
I unplugged my headset.
Who do you want me to go with?
I unplugged my headset. Connor.
Time's
up. 3 times in a row.
Connor again.
Who? Seth? Who?
Baby Blue.
Okay, I'm going to go with Seth. I'm going to go with Baby Blue. I was completely stumped that round.
All right, so chat has decided on Avast. Team White Boys has decided on me. And I'm proud to say that Team White Boys, for the second time in GamerCaper history, has been boomed by chat and gotten negative points again.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
Not maybe.
Oh, wait, so no, negative points. Look at that number go down. This is the worst score.
Are we winning just at 0 points?
Yeah, you're winning with 0 points. You have 0 points. Team White Boy has negative 40.
Connor?
What was the truth?
It was me. It was
Pokemon.
He thinks the Pokemon franchise is boring and overrated.
It's because Bren keeps picking me. Is the reason. Bren's picked me twice before this. It was wrong both times.
I know. I couldn't go with Bren again.
I just thought that was so fucking boring of a submission.
It was a super inane thing, but I thought it would be fun to put in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Incredibly inane.
The problem is, like,
Yeah, I haven't done
agree
any
with
such
you.
thing to my
I
dad's
also
car.
think Pokemon sucks. It was just so borderline.
Does your dad
like,
have
basic.
a car like that?
Yes, that's exactly the car he has. He has the only manual orange mini clubman in Singapore, but I
Oh, do
haven't
you
done
actually
anything
have
to it.
silk pajamas?
That one was so wild that I just thought that maybe it had to be
I might get
possible,
soap pajamas now.
but I knew
That
that
sounds kind of
It's a
nice.
good
I knew
idea.
Balla's was
Do
right
it.
because like I go to the Gucci shop every now and then because my wife loves to shop there, and I've never seen pajamas in there. So I was like, I don't know if they sell them.
Really?
Yeah, at least not in
Hmm.
Korea.
Interesting.
Now Seth is a
Oh,
ball.
yeah,
Gucci
that
was a
makes
good
sense.
shout, actually. All right, last round. Team White Boys,
When I say
I don't
shop,
think
she
you can
likes to look,
physically
don't
make
mind.
this up.
You
You
have
do
two
get
pajamas.
double points if you can tie this game if you get double points by beating chat, by getting it right and chat doesn't get it right. That's the only scenario in which you can tie this game up.
All right.
So you're still sort of in it. We'll see how it goes.
Wait, so they
I
could
will be
collude
sending
with
you
chat.
your statements.
That's messed up.
No collusion with chat. Chat definitely still wants to boom you. Don't worry.
Chat
I heard
is
chat
all
hates
me
white
on
boys. They're
alt
incredibly
accounts.
prejudiced. Yeah. All right, Josh, would you please like to read your statement?
I would love to. I have a chart that rates every single combination of 2 condiments or sauces, and I refuse to eat any food with a combo that scores below a 7.
Okay. Bren, would you like to read yours out?
I forced myself to learn how to cook by starving myself until I made something edible.
And Seth, would you like to read yours out?
Sure. I once bribed a bouncer to let me and my friends into the VIP section of a club where we promptly ruined the VIP section for everyone.
Okay, and my statement is that a Platchat co-stream once interrupted me during intimate activities. So 15 minutes on the clock, go.
I don't want to
Oh.
ask questions, actually.
I'm gonna start off with a statement before we ask any questions. I have never once seen Josh care about what he puts in his mouth ever. So I'm just gonna say, like, right there, Josh has never once, like, what you could give him gruel and he would shovel it down. Like, I don't think Josh cares at all about what he eats. So I'm calling straight turbo ultimate
All right, cool.
bullshit.
We don't need to ask him anymore. I'm down with that.
I mean,
No,
I've been
no, we don't
vegetarian for the
actually-
last 2 or 3 years, so I already do care to some extent about that.
That's true.
No,
Yeah.
the diet, but I'm more so like, I feel like when he's sitting there in his degenerate stream state, Beth will just hand him shit and he's just eating it, you know? And the same thing when we're doing the co-streams, like Josh just finding anything that is salvageable, because we all are. We're all trying to survive on that couch.
Well, I always order the food for the group because I make sure
Yeah,
that I
and
order
also
from
I've
places that I know.
never heard you talk about a condiment or a sauce ever in my life. Never hear you even talk about it.
Yeah,
If you're
'cause it's
keeping a meticulous
embarrassing.
list, I would imagine you would talk about
You've
it.
never
heard about mayo and
heard me
chips.
talking about mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I
No.
rate mayonnaise at the absolute peak of my list. It is up at the top there.
Oh,
In fact,
that's a problem because that is such a British thing.
No, but that is true because I had that conversation with Josh before as well. And then at some point we're
What
like,
conversation?
about mayonnaise being so fucking good. They eat it
yeah,
with fries.
Vansilli also loves mayonnaise.
You
We
like to
bonded
smear
over
it
our
on
love
your
and fear. He uses it as suntan lotion.
I have
it
a
on
hard
the
time. I
toast
just have a
first.
hard
Alright,
time believing that.
same.
I have a hard time believing that myself. That's my opinion. I have a very hard time believing that one.
All right.
Bren, you were starving yourself so that you could.
Yeah, it's a bit exaggerated.
Why did you like? What foods were you cooking before you decided that you really needed to learn how to cook?
Well, I wasn't cooking anything before I learned how to cook.
Nothing. Like you
So
didn't know how to
I-
make mac and cheese.
Nope, I was living a degen gamer lifestyle, and then I moved to America, and that was my first time experimenting and learning how to cook, which Josh can attest to because he lived with me.
I don't know whether you'd ever cooked before that because I didn't live with you before that, but you were certainly doing some stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah. So basically, what I was learning was
Attempts are made.
I'm a very slap and dash cook. I don't really go by recipes as much. and I'm very much I cook by experimentation, and yeah, I would just be honing recipes, not eating.
So, it wasn't intentional that you were starving yourself. It was you were trying to cook.
It's more like
and you couldn't.
I'm cooking, and I'm a very picky eater, very fussy eater, and so I would basically just say I'm not eating until I get something that's edible, until I get it right in my head. But I wouldn't follow recipes.
You wouldn't follow
I
recipes.
feel like you
No.
might have gotten something edible sooner if you had followed a recipe.
So when you finally decide to cook, how did you do this? Did you just go to the grocery store and be like, "What can I make?" Or did you like try to Google some recipe? No, because you don't follow recipes. So what'd you do?
When I say I don't follow recipes, I mean I don't meticulously follow them, but I know the general like thing. I'm like, okay, let's try something simple. So the first thing I tried to make was like egg fried rice, very very simple, generally speaking. Not for me at the beginning. I fucked it up numerous amounts of times, and
That is such a hard thing to start with. What?
egg fried rice. No, it's not.
Yeah, you have to learn how to make
No,
rice.
it's not.
Well, no.
Wait, what do you mean you have to learn how to make rice?
I'm sorry,
had a
putting
rice
rice in
cooker.
boiling water is hard for you?
No, okay, you can fuck up making rice so easily, guys.
Just get a rice cooker.
I have a rice
Oh
cooker.
yeah, I get a rice cooker, but he's not gonna have a rice cooker in his
I had
kitchen.
a
He's
rice
never
cooker.
cooked before in his life.
I did have a rice cooker.
Why?
Maybe
Because I was
it's
planning to
Asian
learn how to
privilege, but
cook.
making rice is like, you know, who knows? Like, it's normal.
Yeah. So
It's easier than
yeah.
making cereal.
No, maybe you guys just make some trash rice. I mean, like
I mean, I put rice in a fucking rice cooker.
you're
and start-
Vietnamese, bro. Like it's not,
Yeah, I'm Indian. Like,
okay.
I don't know. Rice is easy.
Yeah. Seth, what party was this? What VIP? What occasion? Friends?
Oh God. This was an after party at PAX East in Boston, and it was being hosted by, I believe, Curse at the time, because this is when Curse was like really big. This is like the golden era of World of Warcraft. So like they were really huge because they had the Curse client, and you could download your add-ons and everything through it. So they were having a party, and it was just like you would register and you would just go to it. Anybody who attended PAX East could basically go to this thing, and it was open bar. So literally anybody could walk in off the floor as long as you pre-registered, and you could drink for free all night long. So yeah, we went to that party, and then I bribed a bouncer.
So why would you bribe? What was so special about the VIP area if you could get in for free, pre-registered, and drink for free?
They just had better liquor. Like if you were just like general attendees, you're getting like Budweiser, like I don't know, Jack Daniels, and maybe like Absolute or something like that. But if you went to the VIP, you could get Grey Goose, which is still shit vodka. But then you'd had like Heineken, and they had some like nicer whiskeys and stuff like that. So we're just like, but hey, let's get in there.
So
all right. I'm pretty sure he's mixing stories up.
that's Cap. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's mixing because he said that he spent specifically PAX East at Boston, and he told me a story about the Curse party at PAX East in Boston, and I don't remember at all anything to do with him trashing a VIP section. And I'm pretty sure he would have told me that.
Maybe I just didn't get around to that part of the story.
No.
I saw so the VIP
withholding
section was in a
from-
club that was prepaid for, and if you managed to make your way in there, you would still get free drinks, but you had to bribe a bouncer to get in there.
That's what I'm saying.
It was kind of roped up because like they had a bunch of people that they invited that didn't want to mingle with the common folk like myself. So you know, there was like some of
You
there
were
was,
common
rogue.
folk?
This was okay. So I should say that this is like 2013 or 2012 ish. So I was, how old would I have been at that age? At that time, but yeah, I was like
to drink.
Actually, no, this might have been 2010. So I think, yeah, I was actually like 19 or so. I believe. So I
So
wasn't.
you
even,
were
I,
legally
I,
drinking.
I,
as
I remember.
well.
Yes. So I remember I wasn't. Okay.
And
Okay.
the bouncer didn't check your.
Okay. Hang on.
And you can't even grow facial hair.
So
right?
okay. So here. So I wasn't a legal age to drink. they did check IDs on the way in, but they give you like a wristband. And we had my friend Kelly slip her wristband off, and then I forcefully slipped it over my wrist, and then I got into the party. We decided to just go into the VIP section because I saw some like pro players in there that I recognized, and I was like, oh, it'd be cool to hang out with them. So I approached the bouncer and I said, hey, has anyone ever bribed you before to let them into a VIP section? And he said yes. And I said, oh, that's cool. And then I walked away. And then there was a different bouncer about an hour later, and I asked him the same question, and he said no. And I said, cool, want to make $20? And he said, okay. So I paid him $20, and then he let me and 7 friends go into the VIP.
That's value for money right there. That's value for money.
We proceeded to get blackout drunk, talk to a bunch of people who wanted nothing to do with us, and by the end of the party, we were the only ones left in the VIP section.
Man, this is a mess of a story. This is a mess.
It's so long ago.
Honestly, it's kind of believable because I just Googled Curse PAX Prime Party 2012, and there's a fucking 1.5 minute video of a party.
Damn.
PAX Prime is different to PAX East, though, right?
Go watch that video. I might be in it.
Yeah, it could be different. I don't know.
All right, let's move on. How do I start?
You want to ask the question? You want to ask the question, Balla?
No. Which plot chat co-stream? Let's start.
I don't remember. It was one of the last Champions ones. And it's nothing scandalous, actually. I'm just one of those people who leaves my computer on at all times. I'm one of those people who has 72 tabs up at all times. And it's a mess. I have like different like bookmark apps and stuff to help me manage it. If it wasn't for those, I think I would legitimately have 600 tabs open on my Chrome. One of them happened to be the stream for the next day, which the like the stream was in the middle of the night for my time because I'm on Singapore time. So it's like 11:30 a.m. in the morning for me.
Do you watch on YouTube or on Twitch during the podcast?
Yes, important question, actually.
Very important question.
I watch on YouTube.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
That's a
so
all right, I don't know then.
How so?
So because the YouTube stream wouldn't just start because it's scheduled. So
It does.
you need to click on the new link.
Yeah, but a new link gets shown in advance.
Yeah, if you hit like the
But it'd be a
premiere
day
thing, it will
before. Like
auto-roll.
you're not gonna click but
it literally
when the
does start.
stream-
The whole chat is telling you it actually does start.
Yeah, but when
There's
the
like
stream
10,
ends-
20 messages in chat telling you.
when the stream ends, that's when you would forget about it. It's not
Yeah.
like you're clicking. Like you wouldn't just click on.
No,
and then-
I'm clicking a link. I know there's a stream
Instantly.
coming up. I not instantly.
day before.
I click the link ahead of time. Sometimes I don't even click the link that you guys post. I click it from your playlist on your channel. And I leave it open knowing that when I wake up in the morning, you guys are going to be 6 hours into it already. And I'll just, brush my teeth, do my stuff and start watching. But it was a bit of a late night. I was having some fun. And you started the stream before I fell asleep and, interrupted
So it's
me.
our fault.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Well, I mean, if there's one thing that's on brand for us, it's stopping people from having sex. So, that's on brand for us.
I actually did the same thing though. I would click on your guys' links in advance when I was at Champions, so that I could help pad your numbers a little bit. Give you that extra viewer because I'd
By
be going.
one?
Thank you, Seth.
Everyone
Every little
help!
helps.
Yeah, everyone.
Don't shit talk
counts.
me. Helping out. We need all the help we can get.
Yeah, you're trying
Don't
to
shit
say that one member doesn't matter to you, Bren?
One member.
One
matters.
viewer.
Thank you for remember.
But I'm also a member.
Okay, well, thank you for member.
I've been a
I'm
member
welcome
since
to member.
fucking first post
Welcome to
stream.
member. Welcome to member.
But also, that
this
doesn't matter
story is
because
unbelievable.
my story's true.
All right.
So how much time left do we have?
You have
Probably none.
1 minute left, actually. Oh my god, I forgot to,
Holy
I
Christ.
forgot to start the
Okay,
clock.
okay.
All
Boom,
all
1
these
minute.
stories are relatively, except I don't know. Even Seth is believable if this was like 20 years ago. Like I don't
Yeah,
know.
but I
Maybe.
genuinely I can't go with Seth just because I
years ago, I'd be
believe
9.
that he mixed up his stories and then he
Yeah.
added bullshit on top of it.
Yeah, I think Seth was going to be disqualified just because of it. Just seems it's just too messy.
Yeah.
It's too messy.
What was Josh's
I
again?
want to simplify it.
Josh was the condiments.
I
We
don't
have a
think that I
condiment
Yes.
chart where I rate
No
the
way.
condiments.
No way. No way.
Yeah, I don't
Just no
believe
way.
that either. Yeah.
No way.
Wait,
It's
when
gotta
did
be
you make the
Brenner
condiment list? Like, is this something you made? When did you make this?
It's modified off one that I found online. I was
So
following
when's
a
the last
YouTube
time
channel.
you modified it?
Oh, years ago. I don't know. Many, many years ago. My tastes haven't changed massively. The thing is, it's something that I did many years ago, and I haven't really updated as I find new condiments. I think I last updated it probably in like 2018 after I was trying a bunch of new condiments in the US, because they are quite different.
What's the second dish you tried, Bren?
Second dish, spaghetti
After egg fried
bolognese.
rice. Spaghetti bolognese. What are you doing?
No,
Actually,
that's
eating- that's what you're eating right now,
super
right?
believable. That's so
Yeah.
believable. He makes
Is that
that
what
all
you're
the
eating right
time.
now?
That bowl is
Yeah, that's what I
easy.
just say.
it's easy. That's easy. That's just
He makes that like all the time too. He
Yeah.
literally
You know what?
had bags and bags of
that's-
it during the.
I
COVID
actually
stream.
do think that Bren is kind of believable as well. I feel like Josh and I tell our lies the same way, because when we're lying, everything's so fluid when we're talking, and then whenever it's like the truth, it's just like stories mix it up a bit. I think Bren might be the one. What do you guys think?
Bren.
I think it's.
Well, your
baby
time
blue.
is up. So
make
make
a
a
call.
decision.
You have to make one as well,
Make the
Connor.
call. The poll is
I
on.
mean, I fuck it, Bren. Fuck it.
Vansilli, you have the final say. Listen to your teammates, but
Buzzer
it's
him.
your final
Buzzer
decision.
him.
Buzz it in. I think I'll have to go with Bren as well. It's gotta be at some point. He's
Okay. So Team Minorities thinks that Bren forced himself to learn how to cook by starving himself. And the chat thinks that I was interrupted by a Plat Chat code stream while having sex. But unfortunately, once again, you're both wrong, and Seth bribed the Brown bouncer to let his friends into the VIP
That's
section.
just crazy.
Oh my god.
I
you guys are
didn't-
not bad though. You had to
There
get them
it
right.
is. 0
did-
points again.
I
And
didn't tell
just
you
like
about
that,
the VIP
Team Minorities
section,
defeat the white boys and solve
but-
racism once and for all. We did it, chat. We solved racism.
Let's go. Let's go, minority.
Let's go.
Let's go, minority.
Connor, please stop. Don't do that.
No, I'm just raising my hand in
With
victory.
his roots shirt.
I'm not doing the.
With
I'm
his
not doing the-
Canadian
I'm just-
victory.
Put your fist down. Put your fist down. Calm
Everything in
down.
Victory.
Everything in that story was true from the bracelet slip over the wrist.
You must have
I-
told me a different curse party story.
There was like 3 because I went to PAX every year, so it depends on which
Okay.
one you found out. But I
Okay.
drunkenly talked to the president of Ventrilo and bragged about making $3,000 a month on YouTube revenue. I talked to Team Curse players, and then me and my friends got blackout drunk. I woke up back in the hotel room with a bite mark on my lip that I don't know how I got it. My phone was missing, and I had a text message after I found my phone from a guy saying, "Hey, it's me from DarthHater.com. I was in the large glowing Jawa costume at the party." And I don't remember talking to this person. It was
Oh no.
batshit insanity.
Can I
and
just say?
I don't drink like that anymore. I haven't for a while.
Can I just say?
Damn.
Not a single one of the teams got a single one right
Yeah, it
this
was
whole
pretty bad.
episode.
Yeah, but
I
at least
made a
we-
graphic like with like a cheer and everything if you got something right, and no one did.
Do you want to
Well,
just
you
play
could-
it anyway?
Yeah, you can play it since we won anyway.
Yeah, I did. I
a
played it
minority.
anyway. There you go. I played some graphics. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Christ. So yeah, Team Minorities wins with 0 points to Team White Boys -40.
-40.
Damn, you guys
you got
blow.
boomed by chat twice.
Damn,
you got
you guys
boomed by
blow.
chat twice.
That's
It's
reload.
just
Thanks, chat.
horrendous. All right, so that brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. I loved having you here. Definitely want to do it again. Thank you so much. You all have something very exciting coming up literally tomorrow. Does anyone want to talk about it? I think
Bren?
everyone knows.
Yeah,
at
I'm
this
going
point
into
what's
the
going on
office tomorrow.
They don't need any more
Oh,
free
yeah, I'm going to the
publicity, I
office.
think.
Except, there you
The
go.
Riot Games need the marketing.
Oh,
budget.
I was like, what is happening?
No, they probably don't.
What is happening
But
tomorrow?
on a personal
The
personal
VP
level,
start.
when's your first cast? Bren and Sideshow, when's your first cast?
On the Saturday, I think, Josh.
I'm curious to know. on Saturday?
Yes, on Saturday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's going to be very exciting.
Gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome. I can't wait.
All
All right. Thanks for joining me. I will plug my own shit since nobody else wanted to, because Riot Games has too much marketing budget already. I make music. You can follow it down below in my Twitch chat and also on my YouTube. The last thing I did was a heavy metal cover of the Riot Champions song. That's on my YouTube that you can see down below. And yeah, you can drop a sub if you want, or just not sub and wait till I inevitably make an OnlyFans. It's up to you. All right, see you guys. Thanks for joining me. Goodbye. Have a lovely time.
Thank you.
Have fun on VCT tomorrow. See you guys.
Thank you.